What is the point of your actions? Living in the modern day is a lot like being a lion roaming the savannah, but much less majestic and impressive. You might not think of yourself as a lion, but our lives are actually very similar to theirs. We get up, move around, find something to eat it, rest in a comfortable spot, sleep, wake up, and do it all again. For pretty much our entire functional lives, we are at the top of the food chain with no worries or threats from other predators looking to take our necessities away. Of course, there are many other things to stress about in today's world, but as long as you keep moving and fulfill your basic responsibilities, your immediate needs are almost always met. No need to think about it or question anything. Just move, eat, sleep, live, and die. Kind of a sad existence if you really think about it. But lions and other animals don't get depressed about their natural place in the world, so neither should you. But you do, and so do many others. This is a common problem in the modern world because although we live our lives like lions, we know we aren't lions. We know we aren't impressive, and we know we didn't do anything to earn this level of comfort here on Earth. So what's the point of anything we do? For fans of True Detective Season 1, the best season of that show, Rust Cole, played by Matthew McConaughey, states that consciousness was a misstep in the evolution of human beings, that our ability to derive meaning is our ultimate downfall because it allows us to realize our own suffering and mortality. He has a point here, a grim point, but a sound argument nonetheless. If this is indeed the lens one chooses to view life through, then meaningless suffering followed by death is in essence what all living things experience in a lifetime. Even if you agree with Rust on his philosophy, I'm sure a part of you knows that it isn't that simple, and life has a lot more to offer beyond pain and death. But what are these things which are worth living for, and how do you derive a positive meaning from this life which has seemingly been mapped out for you even before you were ever born? In theory, these questions should be easier to answer this day and age where survival requires less effort than ever before. But for some reason, in our society of abundance, instant gratification, and excessive consumption, the answers to these questions seem harder and harder to find as time goes on. The truth is, meaning in life and what makes your efforts worthwhile are different for everyone. Finding your meaning and understanding what makes your motor run can require a lot of ill-fated efforts, along with extensive trial and error. This is why many people retreat to the comforts of mind-numbing media, unchallenging activities, and non-judgmental actions before finding their true purpose in life. Sometimes the fear of inconvenience or failure outweighs the not-so-immediate benefits of searching for meaning through actions which don't promise results. Perhaps some direction can be gained from the writings of Aleister Crowley, whose teachings seem to be more relevant today than ever before. In Crowley's The Law of Thelema, he describes one's true will as their divine purpose in life once all worldly desires are stripped from their being. It is not easy to know what your divine purpose in life is, but it is believed by Crowley that everyone has a unique role in the universe, a singular thread connecting you to the cosmos that once revealed will allow you to understand what you were put here on Earth to do. Worldly desires like greed, lust, and sloth only cloud our judgment and hinder our progress towards true will and cosmic destiny. Now, shedding yourself of all worldly desires sounds a lot easier than it actually is, I'm sure. But once you do that, will you immediately find the purpose of your life? Probably not. This situation is akin to that question your guidance counselor probably asked you in grade school. That is, if you were born in the 90s like me. They would ask, if you had $1 million, what would you do for the rest of your life? The point of this exercise was to discover what you could do that would make you happy if money were not an issue. If you said paint pictures, then you should pursue art. If you said make furniture, then a career in carpentry or design may suit you well. Although this thought exercise is not foolproof, the idea is the same as Crowley's thelemic principles. If you could rid yourself of all outside wants and influences, what would you spend your time doing? Answering this question is not easy, and that is exactly why so many people wander through life contemplating it. There's no step-by-step playbook on how to find your meaning, but through this quote by Crowley, perhaps we can find some guidance. For pure will, unassuaged of purpose, delivered from the lust of result, is every way perfect. It has been said that you are never to interpret the writings of Crowley for someone else, so in regards to my analysis, just think of it as my own personal interpretation and nothing else. What Crowley is trying to say is that when you act without care of your results, but for reasons that matter only to you, you can do no wrong. For instance, if you set out to record a studio album and release it to the public, care not for the number of people who listen to your music or the amount of money you may receive for your efforts. Instead, record this album for personal reasons that make perfect sense to you. Perhaps you want to learn how to properly play an instrument, understand the music production process with its various hardwares and softwares, or maybe even study the business of music or artist marketing. In turn, these efforts will teach you more about the world you have chosen to immerse yourself into, and hopefully where you fit in by understanding more about yourself. Focusing on the results of these efforts may only cloud your judgment or hinder your personal journey, and are not worth the worries or stresses that come with them. If streaming numbers or revenue are major factors in your decision to record an album, take it from any musician who has been producing for years to lower your expectations drastically. I feel like Crowley's idea to focus on the activities you wish to pursue and not the results of your efforts is a fantastic way of going about something new, and an effective way to learn about yourself if you're willing to jump headfirst into these activities. I also think it's worth noting that the goal of your actions should actually serve as a starting point to your efforts, almost as an area of reference to organize everything that precedes it, even though the actual outcome shouldn't matter. Take for instance what I'm doing now, making YouTube videos. Let's say my goal is to reach 1 million views on the platform. Even though I know reaching 1 million views will not ultimately bring me happiness, this goal of reference will be the catalyst for everything I need to do to obtain it. The preceding actions to reach this goal will involve learning video production, researching worthwhile topics, engaging with various online communities, and ultimately bettering my knowledge and skills as a content creator. When viewed through this lens, the goal of garnering 1 million views becomes less important, and the steps taken to reach the goal become everything. I'm not sure how this endeavor will reveal my own true will, but I do know this simple task gives me a short temporary purpose and an opportunity to learn more about myself, and that is at least a step in the right direction. Crowley states that once a person acts in accordance with their own true will, the universe will assist them by way of its own cosmic inertia. This doesn't simply mean that you get to do whatever you want to do with help from the universe, but that the universe will work in harmony with you on what you were meant to do, and this harmony should be something to pursue. Of course, the pursuit of universal harmony and true purpose involves failure and sorrow, which is just one side of the double-edged sword described by Rust Cole in True Detective. Although Rust is correct about our realization of mortality being the source of existential pain, Crowley's teachings encourage individuals to explore that pain, and through it, ascend to the heights of consciousness by discovering how to act in harmony with the universe. So next time you feel like life is underwhelming, your actions are pointless, and existence is just about floating down the most comfortable path towards death, just know that things don't have to be this way. There is another life to be experienced, one full of harmony and purpose, tailor-made to your own personal existence. The only problem is the valley you must pass through to get there. If you like the subject matter of this video, leave your thoughts in the comments along with any other topics you'd like me to cover. I'm Diamond Headcase, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.